Is Big John the true villain of Outer Banks? Yes, guys, it's Fog Entertainment back. Whenever episode it is, Fathers and Sons. And yeah, this one was a good episode. I feel like it was a good episode. We did kick off with like flashbacks of like John B growing up, basically him talking over the fact that he hasn't, his mother, blah blah blah. She wasn't there. His daddy, his dad was. Again, they really did a good job here of making Big John look younger throughout the years. No, I mean like what age? What age is John B? He's like late teens, right? And from when he was a baby right up to now, Big John hasn't aged. Again, I feel like they could have done a better job there, but I mean, I'm not going to criticise it too fucking much, alright? But I feel like, yes, they still could have did a better job. But he finally walks up to the Bellator, he sees this guy walk down, he looks like his dad, and he finally realises him, he's like, Dad? They embrace brilliant Big John, they're like, right, we have to get off the island. But Big John tells him that he has a few stops to make before they do anything, and he whips out a gun. He's like, damn, they get serious. So at this point, I was like, is this John B guy or Big John guy bad? Because I was beginning to think, right, and he might not be bad, but basically the guys on the boat, they receive a phone call for John B, and it's like a muffled call. They hear murmurs of just go back to. Use the X, man. Go back to the X. Go back to America. Fuck Barbados. Sort of deal, which is all good in the hood. It's just mad. Like, you see, like, the sea out there, and see how warm it is. See over here in the UK, man. I see we're out in the sea wearing those clothes. You'd fucking want to tan your wrists in. Baltic. But, aye. Big John, that makes a appearance. He steps over to the antique shop to get a special artifact. He tells John B that this could help track down the exact location of El Dorado. But who turns up after them? Carlos and his men. But like, Big John basically holds the guy at gunpoint and gives him the. And at this point, you kind of see glimpses. Fuck, this guy may be bad. And then they leave the artifact in the building. And then he has to lean through the window. And I felt like this scene was so forced. Like, fuck me. He's like, oh, I thought you had it. No, son, I thought you had it. Then his big fat ass is hanging over a windowsill, man. It's like, what? What's this all about? Not really 100% sure. But they managed to escape, jump onto the boat. And I feel like, right, it's episode 3 of season 3. But I feel like in this season alone, we've already had about 6 escapes on a boat. Like, and I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking about that. Rafe, though, we cut to him. He's basically trying to escape Barbados. He tells this guy who's wearing like a hat, he's like, oh, see if you go down here, mate, with some jewellery. I think your girlfriend would really like it. Then he comes out of the alleyway. Rafe's wearing his hat and he stole his ID and money. Which again, did Rafe batter him? Like, with a silencer, with a pillow? What did he batter him with? Because like there's like literally no commotion. And also, how fucking stupid is this guy that he just follows Rafe down an alleyway and Rafe batters him? I thought that was incredibly stupid. I like Rafe. He manages to get back up to Guadalupe. And also in this episode, Ward wakes up for his coma, which is a pretty big deal, I guess. And then him and Rafe basically talk. He says to Rafe, right, I want you to sell off our house and businesses. And he says, basically want us to live here now. I want us to set up for the future, which I think Rafe was a bit bothered with this. Like, was selling like everything that the family owned, but his dad's like, you're the real Cameron is, brother. You're the future. Fuck your sister. Absolutely screw her, man. She absolutely sucks. She absolutely sucks. John B and Big John, though, they're on the boat. They're going to go back to Outer Banks. And this is where like we see him explain like what happened to him, like, because obviously John B wants to know what happened to his dad, and like when he goes into explaining it, he's like, yeah, I was trapped on that island for 3 months, and then some of Carlos's men came up, but they weren't. It wasn't a rescue mission. It was a captivity mission, right? And there was no proof of that. Like, he literally attacks the guy before anything's said. The guy's like, are you alright, mate? And he just grabs a fucking rock and starts smashing his dome in. Stupid. And then it turns out he got locked in the same room that Rafe and Key got locked in. And then because he had that artifact, he was basically helping Carlos find this whole El Dorado stuff. But he then cracked Carlos over the head with a hammer and escaped. This John B guy is a ruthless bastard. No, Big John, sorry. John B, Big John. It's like B John. But Big John then says the thing, so what's happening with you? And John B's like, oh, well, I got married. And there's like a 20-second pause, like, to Sarah Cameron, brother. And then it's like, oh, he's not too happy about that, of course. But yeah, they managed to make it back to Outer Banks. They're laughing, they're joking, they're drinking, they fall asleep. Back to the Pogue, so on the boat. They steal some like food. Some Jamaican guys like shop, which I mean, alright, fair enough. We see Key and JJ like looking at each other. I mean, yeah, there's kind of like sexual tension, so to speak. But then Pope comes up and he's like, oh, no, you're gonna kiss her, man. She rejected me. It's like, I get it as a teen drama, but Pope, grow a fucking set, mate. If Key doesn't want you, let's not make it awkward. And then like JJ finally confronts him, but then it looks like Pope and Cleo are going to go into a relationship, and then what they call themselves, the No Love Club. Even Pope said it was cringe, and you know what, mate? I agree with you. It is fucking cringe. Not Big John. John B starts getting nightmares. He wakes up, he finds Carlos and Big John brawling on his boat, and then it turns out that was just a dream. But then he wakes up and Sarah's by his side, and he's like, "Oh, you won't believe it, Sarah. My dad's back. My dad's back." He looks, the bed's empty. And to me, what comes across to me is this Big John guy is obsessed with finding this El Dorado thing and just treasure in general. Like, and I wouldn't be surprised if him and John B aren't reunited until like the finale or something, or maybe John B's going to discover that his dad is truly selfish. Because I don't know, he just seems like a very shady fucking character. He didn't seem very shady when he was talking with your woman for Lost. He's like, yeah, I want to get my son. It wasn't right to tell him. But see, ever since he's met up with John B, and we saw these like flashbacks. I don't know, guys. Big John might not be maybe there's another wee twist in the tail between him and Ward. I wouldn't be surprised about that. But anyway, actually, I enjoyed this episode. Don't know what's really going to happen in the future though. Looking for there's 7 more episodes to watch, so it should be good fun. Make sure you subscribe to hear my thoughts on all of them. And until next time, peace.